Sound check 1, BIA Subcommittee meeting, April 15th. Sound check 1. Go ahead.
Okay, good morning, everybody. I hope you're all having a great week. I will now commence a roll call. Please indicate your presence when I call your name. Councillor Tammy Huang.
Here.
Councillor Esther Pauls.
I'm here.
Councillor Maureen Wilson.
Present.
Tracy McKinnon from Westdale, Lock and Stony Creek.
Here.
Susan from Waterdown. See Susan. Heather from Ancaster.
Here.
Doris from Concession Street.
Here.
Bettina from Lock Street. I think Tracy's here instead. David from Dundas.
Present.
Nadine from Barton.
Here.
Emily from downtown.
Here.
Stephanie from Ottawa Street. See Stephanie. Okay, great. As we have quorum present, I would like to call this meeting of the Business Improvement Area Subcommittee to order. Please be reminded that all electronic devices are to be switched to a non-audible function during committee meetings. May I have a mover and seconder to approve the agenda as presented? Moved by Heather, seconded by Emily. Are there any amendments from the committee members for this agenda? Okay, may I get a vote? All in favor? And carried. Great. Are there any declarations of interest? Okay, seeing none, let's move on. Approval of the minutes from the February 18th. May I have a mover and seconder to adopt the minutes of the February 18th, 2025 meeting as presented? Moved by Heather, seconded by Nadine. All in favor? Are there any discussions on the minutes, I guess? No, all in favor? Okay, carried. We will address all the items of information and receive them all together at the end. So for staff providing presentations today, please remember that presentations are now limited to 10 minutes. 7.1 is the Downtown Revitalization Strategy Overview and Update. Phil Caldwell, the Senior Business Development Consultant, is here to provide an overview and update on the Downtown Revitalization Strategy. Go ahead, Phil, when you're ready.
Madam Chair, I don't see Phil on the call and he's not in the room. Oh, he's just walked in. So if it's okay with everyone, I'm going to, Phil, are you ready? Sure. Okay, Phil is ready. Here he is.
All right.
Good morning. Apologies for my tardiness. I was in another meeting that went long. Phil Caldwell, Senior Business Development Consultant in the Economic Development Division. Thanks. I just wanted to provide a verbal update today about a really important initiative that we're working on in economic development and the city as a whole, which is the 10-year Downtown Revitalization Strategy. So just for a quick bit of background, I think it's become clear to everyone that there are certain challenges facing downtown, both societal and economic. And economic development is aware of some of the concerns from residents and business owners in the core about the state of things, and a general sense that downtown is in a state of decline. So to try and address some of the concerns out there, economic development brought a report in December to council, recommending a number of initiatives, some of which this group may already know about, like making permanent our graffiti removal program, for example, for businesses, where we give $200 for each instance of graffiti removal to help improve the visibility, visual appearance of downtown, as well as other BIAs and commercial districts in the city. And we also did an office conversion grant program that we're working through right now. But the big piece was really this 10-year revitalization strategy. The goal of the strategy is to identify short, medium, and long-term priorities that the city will undertake and lead in order to support revitalization in the core. It'll be focused on developing those actions that will be undertaken by the city departments within the city to show leadership for downtown, and accountability to City Council that all departments are working together on a common work plan and that we're working together with downtown as a priority. So we went out and we got a consultant for the study, or for the strategy to help us. They are Cultural Spaces out of Ottawa. They have quite a bit of experience. They did the Downtown Ottawa Revitalization Strategy in 2023. They've also done work in Winnipeg as well, in downtown Winnipeg, helping their revitalization. So we have the consultant now, and why I'm here today is I really want to make everyone aware, as many people in the city aware as possible, that this strategy is happening, and we are looking for everyone and anyone to talk to us about it. Give us their ideas, tell us your challenges, but also tell us what the opportunities are for downtown that the city should be building on and moving forward with as far as the actions we can take as a city. And we have been in a lot of contact with International Village BIA and Downtown Hamilton BIA, but I did want to make sure that every BIA is also aware of this in the city, because downtown is not just for the people downtown, it is Hamilton's downtown, it's Hamiltonians downtown. So the feedback from everyone and anyone about what we can do to support downtown is really important through this process. So we have April and May are key engagement periods on the first phase of the project, which is developing a vision, a 10-year vision for downtown. What do we want downtown to be 10 years from now? And also the guiding principles that we will develop our priority actions based on through phase 2 of the project. Phase 1 will result in a draft vision and guiding principles being brought to City Council we're aiming for the July 9th General Issues Committee to present that draft. And so to inform those visions and guiding principles, we are commencing our broad-based public engagement right now. So April and May, you will see a lot of advertisement. You will see mail-outs occurring to residents in wards 1, 2, and 3. And you're also going to see me, unfortunately, out there in the community at pop-ups. So places like Lime Ridge Mall, Art Crawl. You're going to see us out there asking people to fill out our surveys on Engage Hamilton. Talk to us, give us your ideas. What are the challenges? What are the opportunities? And so I want to make sure that every BIA knows about that as well. And we can also provide support in terms of materials and things like that to any BIA who might want to distribute to any other business or to make them aware of it. And 2 key destinations for more information about the strategy is hamilton.ca/ourfuturedowntown, all one word. That is the branding and marketing for the project. The surveys and public engagement piece are on Engage Hamilton as well, on the same our engage.hamilton.ca/ourfuturedowntown. So you'll see us out there. Anyone feel free to reach out to me to talk about downtown. Anything you might want to suggest that we should be doing for downtown, we're happy to hear it. So I'll maybe leave it there and see if there's any questions or discussion. Thanks.
Thank you, Phil. Seeing a question from Nadine.
Thank you, Phil. I'm very excited about what opportunities there are to provide feedback with regards to this plan. I am curious about, from an accessibility standpoint, I heard you mention surveys. I know that in my BIA in Barton Village, and we've had this discussion at this subcommittee previously, that surveys are difficult for business owners to provide feedback through, and that we find there's more engagement if we are going to the businesses directly and meeting face-to-face with business owners for whom English may be a challenge, for whom technology may be a challenge. I'm wondering what strategies there are for providing feedback for those particular business and property owners within our BIAs.
Thanks. Yeah, it's a good question. The survey is only one spoke in the wheel of engagement. I just made that up. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's only one piece. So what we're also doing to engage, and I agree, talking to people face to face is important. So we've already did a tour with the downtown with the consultants, and we popped into a lot of businesses as we met with the 2 BIAs downtown. We talked to people. We're going to continue doing that. We're going to go walk the streets and talk to people directly in businesses. A key part for downtown is also talking to the people who live in some hard to reach engagement areas like high-rise apartment buildings, for example. So one strategy for that is the mail out, which is good, which would hit every address and property and business to make them aware. We're also trying to get information into the lobbies of residential buildings in the downtown. It's proving a little more difficult because it's hard to get the contacts, but we're in 2 buildings right now to make sure residents in those hard to reach areas of downtown are aware of the study and what they can provide to us. And as far as economic development is concerned, we've also been knocking on doors of office tenants. So we've been going up into high-rise buildings and knocking on doors of the various units over the last 2 weeks to really hear from business tenants, office tenants as well in the downtown about what their challenges are, what their concerns are. I can tell you right now that the 2 pieces we've heard very consistently from office tenants in the high-rise buildings downtown, and it's been very, very consistent, is safety and parking. Very consistent. So that's been a unique insight because I'm not sure parking was on our radar initially. So that's just an example of how going and talking to people is really giving us new insights. And so we're going to keep doing that for sure.
You good, Nadine?
Yep. Thank you.
Okay, great. Councillor Wilson has a question.
Thank you for this. I should know this, but I'm just reading back over the documentation through the chair. How do I say there's a lot of reference to, when speaking about the downtown, about phrases like about the state of things. And in some of the posts it says, we've heard a lot about the challenges people experience in the downtown. I think it's really important in starting a study to gain clear sight and consensus on the problem statement. And does the work to date unpack what these statements mean, or does it give examples? If we're seeking to correct, avoid, or mitigate something, I think that something has to be set out through the chair.
Through the chair, yes. When we brought the strategy forward, we heard a variety of challenges from different owners, residents, stakeholders. I think we're looking through this process to further articulate and nail down exactly what those are that we're hearing from residents and businesses and owners in the core. I can tell you that to date, safety has been one of the key ones. The visual appearance and state of downtown in terms of the physical state. Broken light posts or pavements replaced with asphalt, things like that. I think that's a very common one. So safety, visual appearance, and of course there's the economic factor as well. So the slowdown in some of the residential construction, which has really been the saving grace for downtown for quite a while, because our office market is hasn't been great for a while. And so getting more people into the core, I think, is where another piece that's been really brought up as very, very important, is that there aren't enough people living in the core now that we see fewer workers in the core. So having more activity on the streets, the visual appearance and state of the infrastructure in the downtown, and safety are I would say to date, what the 3 challenges that we've really heard. But I think we're looking to further articulate and hear from the general public as well, more broadly, about whether to confirm that or supplement it with anything else that we might be missing.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you very much for that. I guess I just think it's important to provide a problem statement for folks to either add to, dispute, unpack, and I think it has to be documented somewhere. to form the basis of conversation. Sometimes, however awkward or uncomfortable that might be, so that we can also look to some of the systemic and maybe previous policy decisions on housing or land use or transportation that accelerated some of the conditions. I'll leave it with you. Just wanted to put that on the map. Thank you.
Okay, I am going to pass the chair to Susan so I can speak, and then Nadine, I'll wrap back around to you as a second time speaker. So passing the chair to Susan. Just so everybody has some context to this report. So this was something that Emily and I brought forward to our counselor as an ask, because as anyone can imagine, you know, our jobs have fundamentally changed in the downtown core. Our roles have changed. And that's how we have to ebb and flow with what's happening in our downtown. So I think it's really important that every single one of us get on board with supporting our downtown core, whether you're in Waterdown or Ancaster, this is still the core of your city. And right now it's really struggling. So this is the first step for us in having something solid and on paper that we can all work together on. Phil, did you have a timeline as to when this would be completed?
Yes, so we've broken the project up into 2 phases. The first phase, as I mentioned, is the draft vision and guiding principles to General Issues Committee on July 9th. The second phase is developing the actual priority actions themselves over the short, medium, and long-term priority. And we are intending to bring that and the final strategy as a whole to General Issues Committee tentatively December 3rd, so before the end of the year, for feedback. And then based on council's feedback at that time, we would make any final refinements and bring the final strategy for final approval in no later than the first quarter of 2026.
Okay, thank you for that timeline. Yeah, I just think it's important that we all get on board with this. This is our one chance to really speak our minds as to what we're dealing with in the downtown core. And I really hope that all of my colleagues will help support us on that. Emily and I are pretty passionate about this project and really excited to see what comes of it. I think, speaking of the state of downtown, Emily and I have done several delegations to council talking about the safety issues that we're dealing with our businesses are dealing with. And there's a lot of evidence that we've sent through to the city to back all of those claims up. So I think at the end of the day, this is our one chance to really nail this down and to get some supports that we've been asking for. So I'll take the chair back from Susan. I see first time speaker up is Councillor Pauls.
And thank you. I'm just wondering, through the chair, I'm just wondering, how is this vision and guide principle reflect on other business beside downtown? I'm thinking of the mountain. I'm thinking of Concession Street, especially, where, gotta admit, you know, we want it to thrive more. I think you said you were going to go to the mall. The mall needs a lot of help. If you talk about crime, if you talk about that, there's a lot of crime around the McDonald there and the mall. How is this vision and guide of downtown reflect the mountain as well? Are we just focusing in one area? And I agree, we have to be 100% supportive. And it's not that I'm not. I just want to the reflection. How does it reflect to the upper mountain where they're struggling as well?
Through the chair, so two aspects of that. One is downtown is for all Hamiltonians. And so we
should
are,
the mountain.
Yeah, so we want to make sure one aspect of this strategy is about hearing from people all over the city about what they want in their downtown. So we want people who who currently are on the mountain, who don't come downtown for various reasons. We want to know what those reasons are. We want to know what would make you come downtown again. Secondly, as far as how this could apply to the mountain in the future, or mountain residents in the future, I think we're going to be trying to be very very strategic and very innovative with this strategy and the actions that we come up with. Certainly, there's a lot of issues in the downtown that could equally be said as being applying in other areas of the city. So I would ideally like to see that the strategies we come up with are things that could be, if we try them out in the core, things start working, they could be actions that the city is taking that could translate and spread to other areas of the city as well and become more common practice for the city as a whole. And so that would be my hope, is how residents might be able to see the impacts of this strategy come to them in the near future.
I really appreciate that. I like what you said. We want people to come downtown. We also want people to go uptown. And I think the message is we got to help the whole city. And I want to be clear that being a representative lived on the mountain all my life, that the people I talk to also struggle on the mountain. No entertainment. There's hardly big entertainment because everything is downtown. And so I just hope that we take a whole look of the city. And after we look downtown, what we can do, that the whole, mountain area too gets looked at. So thank you.
Okay, next up we have Councillor Huang.
Thank you. Through you, Chair, just a question on the landing page, because now that I'm on the landing page, I can see that there's a very quick, short blurb about just explaining what the activity is. However, is there an opportunity to provide more context? Because we have a lot of stuff that's coming into the downtown already in the books, already supposed to be happening. So like the big Coliseum, like the big revitalization of First Ontario, potentially LRT coming through inside of that 10-year frame. Could you also provide a little more context? Because that might also help with generating ideas, assuming and knowing that these massive investments are still coming in.
Yeah, through the chair, absolutely. The page was a bit of a quick exercise to get up and running in time. This project does have quite tight time frames, I should say. So we did note that the website will be constantly evolving and updating and changing to reflect information. And I think that's really good feedback, that we can provide some of the good news stories that are happening downtown that are maybe things that we can build on as part of the comments and feedback that we get from the public. So happy to make that. Happy to do that.
Through you, second question though, through you, Chair, is would it make sense to also have like little pictures of renderings, because we already have those information as well? Because how does that First Ontario revitalization work look like? Also, we do have renderings from LRT. We also have renderings of new condo developments that are already coming online. So I think picture is worth 1,000 words, if there's a way for that to also be there.
Yep, through the chair, yes. I would just want to check on the rights for the city to post that information on our own website. But yes, where there's an opportunity to provide photos that illustrate the positive things that are happening downtown, that might be things we're building upon, happy to add those as well.
Thank you. Those are all my questions.
And second time speaker is Nadine.
It's okay. My question was answered. Thank you.
Okay, great. Are there any more questions or discussion on this item for Phil? Okay, see none, let's see here. I guess that's it. We don't have to approve it anymore. Okay, so thank you, Phil. We're on to 7.2. Araf and Natasha are here to present on the Hamilton Immigration Partnership HIPC overview, and please feel free to start your presentation.
Thank you very much. I'm just going to share a screen. Can I get a thumbs up if it's working?
Everything's great, Araf.
All right, perfect. Thank you. Good morning, members of the BIA subcommittee. My name is Araf. I'm the program officer for Hamilton Immigration Partnership Council. I'm joined today by my colleague, Natasha Martinez, who is the HIPC's Community Relations Coordinator. We're just filling in for our manager, Sarah Wayland, who unfortunately had to send her regrets as she's dealing with an illness. But we are really pleased for the opportunity to be able to speak about our work and how it connects with the work of BIAs. So we would like to first start by setting the immigration context in Hamilton. As you likely know, immigration is a city that has always been largely Hamilton is a city that has been largely influenced by immigration throughout its history. As of 2021, close to 3 in 10 Hamiltonians were born outside of Canada, some of whom arrived decades ago and some who came in recent years. And those include temporary residents like international students. Recent immigrants, those who arrived between the period 2016 and 2021, have a different profile from long-standing immigrants. They are more likely to be racialized and come from countries outside of Europe. They also are more likely to have arrived as economic immigrants who are selected for their education and skills. We have recently published data on where immigrants as well as various linguistic groups live in Hamilton, which may be of interest to BIAs. Newcomers to Hamilton are not evenly distributed around the city, as some areas have higher concentrations of newcomers in general than others. But this map, this is a map basically from that report, the report that we published recently, which shows the most common countries of birth among recent immigrants or newcomers. And as you can see here, specific countries of origin are not evenly distributed across the city. This is another map from that report that shows where newcomers live in Hamilton. So newcomers live basically all across our city, but the 3 main areas with the highest concentration of newcomers are Riverdale West, neighborhoods near and around downtown Hamilton, and the neighborhood of Bonington near Mohawk College on the mountain. So immigration trends in Hamilton are not different from the immigration trends nationally. The number of immigrants coming to Hamilton has increased in the past several years, but for the first time, the federal government is seeking to reduce immigration levels for the upcoming 2 to 3 years. So the number of new permanent residents in Hamilton is expected to decline by about 25% compared to the last 2 years. But even with this projected decrease, immigration levels will still remain higher than they were before the pandemic. So just to give an overview about HIPSI, HIPSI is a community table. We bring together leaders from various sectors in our city with the common goal of supporting newcomers in Hamilton. Together as a community table, we work to facilitate a seamless settlement experience and create a sense of belonging for new Hamiltonians. And as a community table, our current council has 30 members who represent a diversity of sectors, as you can see from the logos on this slide. So our table includes settlement service providers, nonprofit organizations, the municipal government, school boards, post-secondary institutions, the Hamilton Chamber of Commerce, and many community leaders with lived experience of immigration. We are a convener and collaborator and one of the more than 80 such local immigration partnerships across Canada. And as a local immigration partnership, we are housed within the Economic Development Division of the city, but we are funded federally by the Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada, or IRCC. We do not focus on immigration attraction. Our focus is mainly on supporting newcomers after they arrive in Hamilton. So here's a little bit about the work that we do. So we share knowledge and we build connections among service providers, newcomers, employers, and the wider community. Every year, HIPSI releases reports based on the latest data and community needs, and we share knowledge about immigration to the general audiences as well. One of the key projects that we worked on that we launched in 2023 was the Hamilton for All campaign, which you might have seen around the city. It is an anti-hate campaign to support immigrants and other marginalized groups who experience discrimination in Hamilton. It is co-led with multiple other organizations, and the idea is to raise awareness and build capacity against exclusion and hate through advertisements, events, and resource hub or website called hamiltonforall.ca. We also have the We Hire Immigrants website, which targets local employers and provides them with the connections, resources, and information that they need in order to hire and retain diverse immigrant talent in Hamilton. The website has just been revamped, and we will be promoting, the promotion basically will come soon. The other project we wanted to share about is a directory of services for newcomers, which is basically connecting newcomers to information about services that they can access in the city. It is in multiple languages and is in collaboration with the Hamilton Public Library's Red Book. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Natasha.
Thank you, Araf. So as Araf mentioned, we often undertake different research projects. So one of them is the IDEA checklist, which was created by HPSI's Anti-Racism Committee. And IDEA just stands for Inclusion, Diversity, Equity, and Accessibility. It acts as a valuable guide for identifying and addressing barriers faced by diverse groups and can be useful for BIAs as a checklist to consider important items when holding events or meetings, when developing or planning projects, when disseminating information publicly, and when doing research or gathering data. So on the slide, we've just included a screenshot of the checklist and just want to emphasize that it can be adapted to your own needs and to support your work in creating inclusive spaces. Next slide, Araf. We also want to show what's new at HPSI. So we've launched our new community plan, which is being created to be embraced by all of Hamilton. So not just HPSI staff or our members of the council. And it will inform our work from 2025 to 2028. Our goal is to see Hamilton as a welcoming community where newcomers have a positive settlement experience and feel a sense of belonging. So we focus on 3 strategic areas that you can see here: welcome, settle, and belong. And our work follows several inclusion principles like working collectively, centering lived experiences, and working from an anti-racism, anti-oppression lens. You can review the community plan. Oops, sorry, Araf. You can review the community plan by visiting our website, and you can review the various focus areas and activities in a little bit more detail. Next slide. So to create a whole of community approach and to show that everyone has a role to play when creating a welcoming community, we have created pledge cards that anyone can sign and commit to taking action. This is meant to complement the community plan, and we would encourage you to consider making the pledge. More details will become available on our website, hamiltonimmigration.ca. Next slide, Araf. A few projects that are coming soon that might be of interest include Newcomer Day, our Immigrant Survey and Welcoming Week. For Newcomer Day, it's happening on May 30th at City Hall in the forecourt. It will feature a citizenship ceremony, live performances, food vendors, international marketplace, and an information fair. Our immigrant survey will be launching on the same day. It would be our second iteration of the immigrant survey. We launched one in 2023. Essentially, the survey will serve as a local data source to help us better understand the experiences of newcomers understood broadly within our community. And we hope to collect 1,000 responses, and we hope to promote it through businesses in various neighborhoods across Hamilton. Welcoming Week is an annual initiative and campaign, and it will happen in September with various events aimed at newcomers and international students. Next slide, Araf. There are several ways to connect with our work. You can promote HPSI events in our new community plan by sharing posters or including us in your newsletter. You can also tell us about any immigrant-owned businesses in your area so we can feature them in our newsletter called Impress. We currently have a dedicated section called HPSI Eats, where we aim to showcase eateries that reflect the diverse cultural cuisines of our community. And we would be happy to present to various groups about HIPSI, our research and our resources, including the publications that Araf showed earlier. And we would highly encourage you to subscribe to our newsletter. We issue a segment every other Thursday. And we are also active on our social media where we promote different community events, programs, services, etc. And we also share local immigration related news. Next slide, Araf. So finally, we just want to thank you again for the opportunity to present about HIPSI and the important work that we do in Hamilton. And we've included for your reference our contact info and social handles. And we're happy to answer any questions that you might have. Thank you.
Great, thank you. This is a great presentation. I'm assuming we have copies of the presentation that we can share with everybody. I see a question from Emily.
I just wanted to flag something cool that I came across in the past week. We had a meeting with some restaurateurs, and one of them mentioned that he had been seeing translated copies of his menu coming in, and it looked like it was the individuals themselves that were translating these menus and bringing them for reference. And that just seemed like such a cool idea. And I just wanted to put a little bug in your ear about maybe looking at a similar initiative for HIPSI Eats, or finding a way that restaurants can better cater to newcomers in our city.
Excellent. Is there any other questions or discussions on this topic?
Sorry, do you mind if I just follow up?
Of course,
with
yeah, go
Emily?
right ahead.
So through the chair. Sorry, Emily, could you mention that again, which group that was specifically that was noticing those trends?
Yeah, it was just a specific restaurant, and I'm not
Okay.
sure if there was a specific group that was using the menus, but it was just that he was seeing they were coming in with translated versions of the menu so that they could better reference them once they're actually in the location. So just kind of, it was the first time that I had kind of considered that barrier for the restaurants in downtown, or not downtown Hamilton, but all of Hamilton, and thought that that could be a really cool way to better connect different parts of our city.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay, great. Any other questions or discussions? Well, thank you very much, Natasha and Araf. That's great information for us all to have, and we should all take a look at that checklist for sure. Thank you for preparing that for us. May I have a mover and seconder to receive 7.1 to 7.2? Moved by Nadine, seconded by Stephanie. All in favor? And carried. Thank you so much. Now we move on to general information, 11.1, updates from the Business Development Office. Christina Geisler is here today to share an update with us. Christina, go ahead.
Good morning, everybody. Hope everyone is doing well. I just wanted to start out first by congratulating again all the 2025 BIA Award winners. Last month, we had, on the 25th, we had our award celebration, and it was really great to see all of the hard work and efforts that the businesses do in facade improvement and engagement with the community and the giving back of what they do. So I just wanted to just congratulate all the winners again. I sent out an email last week with the new Invest in Hamilton website. Thank you very much for those BIAs that have provided feedback. For those that I haven't heard anything from, if you want to send me an email and let me know observations, things that you would like to see massaged or updated on the website, please let me know. Just to let everyone know, the changes are ongoing. There are some back-end changes that are still being refined, and that we'll hopefully see the completion of those in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So they continue to work with the company that assisted with the creation of this website. Yeah, any feedback that you want to share, please just let me know. The other thing I wanted to let you know is I was contacted by Larry Faudo from the Hamilton Musicians Guild. He wanted to share with the BIAs that there is some additional funding opportunities for the business improvement areas. So the Hamilton Musicians Guild is able to co-fund up to 50% of the cost of musicians that are part of the Musicians Guild for public performances. So So if, as you are planning for your events, appreciating that we're in April and probably a lot of the planning has happened already, but you'll obviously have the choice on who you hire for entertainment within your BIAs. But the Hamilton Musicians Guild does have a talent directory that you can choose from with all the different genres of music. And the hiring is always obviously up to the discretion of the BIA. If you are hiring non-members of the Musicians Guild, you would not be eligible for this co-funding. But if you are able to choose from the list of their members, you can get some money back. So that's a good cost-saving way to potentially execute on some of your events. Next, the asset management training tool. Just a reminder that that is scheduled for tomorrow at 3 o'clock. If you are unable to attend, I am going to be recording the training session, so you either can refer to it, or if this is something that the collection of this information you anchor with some of your summer students, they can actually have access to the training tool as well. So just to let everyone know that I will be recording that. Patio program. So hot off the presses, I just got confirmation from our transportation division that everything has been confirmed. The vendor for the crash barriers has been confirmed. They have all the documentation. Procurement has all the documentation that they need. So as soon as I get off this meeting, for those patio applicants that have applied for an on-street structure, whether it's a patio or a pedestrian bypass, and that have paid all their fees, we will be able to start installation of those right away. So I'm going to be talking to Pop-Up Patios and to Direct Traffic, who will be doing the crash barriers. The crash barriers obviously are going to be covered by the city as per the approval of council. So that will get going. I also wanted to let everybody know that I've started adding a listing that's updated weekly on the City of Hamilton website of all of the approved permits that we have to date. So if ever there's a question, if you see a patio that's set up on municipal property or wherever, the listing is all there. They're identified as private, municipal on sidewalk, or on street. So that listing is now available and will be updated regularly. And just a reminder for BIA members that have not yet applied for the patio program, private property applications, there are no fees associated. Those were waived as per a couple of years ago. So there's no fees associated for private property applications. So those permits are generally turned around. I can turn those around in 2-3 days max. So they can get those permits in hand pretty quickly. And then for anything on municipal property needs to be circulated to roads and parking and licensing. Those can be turned around in 2 to 5 days. There are fees that are associated with that. The patio fee is being phased in at 50%, is being subsidized by the city, but 50% is applicable to applicants. So if you can just the weather's getting nicer. I know that the first sunny day, I usually get a tsunami of applications, but if businesses can get their applications in sooner than later, then they can have their application in their hands. So the second the weather turns nice, they'll be able to start using their patios. And just the last update that I had was on the BIA toolkit that was created last year. An updated version of that will be tentatively ready for circulation next month. So that will be coming shortly. So just working on the final design aspects of that. We've verified all of the content. We've added some additional information from last year's into that one. So that will be a very good tool, not only for the executive directors, but also for your boards of management, kind of tips and recommendations on how to maximize the efficiency of your BIAs. That is all the updates I had.
Okay, great. I just wanted to take a second to thank Christina for organizing the BIA Awards this year. They were really well done, and I know it's a lot of work for you, so thank you so much for doing that. Are there any questions or discussions for Christina? Susan.
A little bit off topic, but I had a question from a member today. Is there an existing list of mural artists in Hamilton somebody is looking to explore that and
You know what? Through the chair, I can certainly reach out to our placemaking team. I know that they work with a number of mural artists for Concrete Canvas and for some of the city-funded murals that we see around the city. So yes, certainly I can probably share some information on that. I can follow up with you on that, Susan.
that'd be very helpful. Thank you, Christina.
You're welcome.
Susan, you might also want to check with the Hamilton's Arts Council. At one point, they did have a complete list back in the day. Not sure if they still do. So are there any other questions or discussions for Christina? Okay, seeing none, may have a mover and seconder to receive the update. Moved by David, seconded by Heather. Okay, all in favor? And carried. Great. Now we're going to move on to 11.4, statements by members. I would like to invite the BI members to provide us with their updates. And first up will be Tracy for Westdale, Lock, and Stony Creek.
Good morning, and thank you. Just all areas are much the same. We're just getting all our planning lined up for the year, getting everything booked, and but I like Christina's talk of the musicians. We'll certainly investigate that. And then specifically in Westdale, we're getting ready to set up all our patios. So we're excited to have the biggest patio in the city. And thanks, Christina, for all your work in getting that through for us. And then we've had a couple of businesses open. We're very lucky in Westdale. A couple have closed and immediately a new one will open. So Heal and Let Us Love opened up. Mr. Mackey opened up. So lots of social media on that. So we're happy to see members engaged in social media. It's very good. We have another Thai place opening soon, and Hamani Noodle also just opened. So, and we're very thankful that we're pretty much at 100% occupancy in Westdale, which we're very grateful for. Moving on to Lock Street, we've got a little Easter egg hunt this weekend, and we're getting all of our things lined up for the season, and patios are opening. And again, thank you there, Christina, for getting approvals. The patios mean a lot to Westdale and Lock. They're a vital part of the business functions and our events. And thanks to the councillors who have approved that the last few years, this is a program from the pandemic that continues and extremely helpful and extremely supporting of the businesses. Otherwise, we would not have all our businesses probably still in place post-pandemic. There are a couple of places for lease on Lock, but we're happy to announce that as a couple, again, close, they're rented immediately. And down in Stony Creek, again, happy to say that we're pretty much at 100% occupancy there as well. We got a few patios. There are less patios there. We're more of a medical community business focus there. But we do lots of events for the season, and we have a few autism-related businesses. So we celebrate Autism Awareness Month. So we do a family fun day next Saturday. So we're quite excited about that. And yeah, and that's about all that's going on. It's a new development in downtown that'll change the picture, but happy to say that lots of businesses are hanging in there. And again, the patio is so vital to all three areas. So thank you, councillors. That's it.
Okay, great. Next up is Susan from Waterdown.
Thank you very much. So we are bracing for the reconstruction of the Grindstone Creek Bridge, which leads into our downtown core. Our Heritage District specifically will be very highly impacted by the closure of that bridge. The initial plans were to have one-way only eastbound until the end of the year. There's some conversation about having that alternating eastbound, westbound based on commuter traffic. We'll see if that happens. And we have a meeting tonight with our members to just strategize and come up with some mitigation plans to make sure that people don't change their habits and their patterns. We are currently under 2% vacancy. We are 100% in our plazas, and we would hate to see, with everything that businesses have been dealing with over the last few years, to be negatively impacted by the construction. It has to be done, and we know that it's a safety issue, but we're just just trying to figure out how to make sure that people still keep coming downtown. We have our 4th annual Guide to Waterdown Village. It is on shelves now, newsstands. It is inserted. It's a 48-page booklet. We had great participation once again from our businesses in advertising. There's lots of good editorial. This is an insert in the April issue of Look Local, and we will direct mail it to Waterdown postal codes at the end of May for a double hit on that. We have a big spring cleaning plan that event that we're going forward with on May 3rd. We're doing kind of 2 sides, a cleanup of litter crew, as well as what we're calling our Green Thumb crew to help with a lot of the renewal of our garden beds and some of our programs. Our farmers market is moving ahead. We've got great lineup of vendors this year, and we will open on May 24th. We have a new barber shop that is opening up in the Sobeys Plaza. We have Soul Kissed, which just had their grand opening on the weekend. It's a new sunglass and lifestyle shop. And we have a new music studio, Saint Studio, that's opening up in the former family room location. So we've got lots of new stuff coming in and looking forward to a busy summer.
Great, thanks, Susan. On to Heather from Ancaster.
So we just finished up our Spring Fling scavenger hunt this past weekend. It was very successful. I think we had about 120 kids come out and then their families as well, and we had 15 businesses participate. So that was great. Great weather for it. May 3rd, I will be doing a historic Jane's Walk within the BIA here. So that will be for doors open as well, which we have a few of our locations open for doors open. Our farmers market, we're just in the final planning stages of that. So that will be opening the beginning of June, Wednesdays. At the OBIA conference, we won an award for our pumpkin pop-up. So that was very exciting. And then we're just planning ahead for Heritage Day and Canada Day as well. And then like Waterdown, we are also doing a Look Local magazine insert, but not till September. So we're just in planning stages for that, CH and radio as well. So that's it from Ancaster.
Okay, great. Thanks. On to Doris from Concession Street. Oh, Doris, you're muted.
Good morning, everyone. I have an assistant. She started yesterday, 10 hours a week, Mondays and Thursdays. And this way we can set a schedule around her. And this is also in preparation for the upcoming audits, which would be starting in May. My plate is full. Bear within paperwork. We have our Easter parade happening on this coming Saturday. And then beautiful alleys, clean up on Concession Street and the back alleys. That would be on next Saturday. Concession Diner is finally opening on Thursday after a 9-month delay. They've had this beautiful mural on the side of the building, finally opening, grand opening on Thursday of this week. I'm going there for breakfast. Of course, with the patio program, the BIA has requested 3 BIA dedicated patios and strategic locations, and Never Board Games, which is a BIA member, will be captaining and sourcing out tournaments and board game plays with his advertising, of course. Hopefully the patios will be fully utilized. And then in May, we are preparing as well for Sidewalk Sounds and the night market, which will be the first of the season on May 16th. Pollinator planting will be coming up in May as well. I would be really keen on getting a copy of a planting group who specializes in pollinator planting, especially. That would be coming up the second week of May if it can be made available, and this way the job can be done in one day. And that would be it for me.
Thanks, Doris. On to David from Dundas.
Thank you. So news from the Valley Town is on the beautification side, mostly for us, is currently in spring cleaning mode. sort of getting ready for spring and some other things. And one thing that we're really working towards is some sort of ownership from construction crews and construction projects taking place in downtown that while being idle since October, continue to have all the materials that go with it stacked and thrown into on our sidewalks. So this is kind of an issue for us that we're trying to sort of get just a little bit of ownership and pride in place to keep things looking nice. So on top of that, we have some timely decor coming to our downtown after Easter wraps up. So if elbows up means anything to you, that's the sort of thing that we've got coming once we wrap up Easter and spring. So we're also working very hard currently on a couple of public areas where jurisdiction is a little bit of an issue. We're trying to sort of turn what were intended as public spaces, yet sit unused by anyone, to try and figure out how to make those happen, because we got a couple of spots like that. I too am getting some help over the spring and summer in the form of a digital marketing assistant. So that's something that will kick in a couple of weeks. I got to hire the person first, of course. On the promotion side, we have the Easter extravaganza coming this weekend with petting zoo, entertainment, face painting, balloon twisters, etc., etc. So usually a very, very busy weekend for us. So, and next big thing for us is Dundas Live and Local, which is our little celebration of all things Dundas on Saturday, June the 7th. And then, of course, trying to work with our friends at the Cactus Festival Committee to find a workable situation for that weekend that doesn't drive my members crazy yet keeps everybody happy. So then on the sort of the membership side for us is just to, we do have a couple of closures that have happened or are happening, but a couple of openings coming right in behind them and a couple of relocations and renovations. So moving parts mostly, but we do have a couple of spots that remain vacant. So trying to work on that. And we're really just concentrating a little bit on membership engagement. We had a couple of turnovers on our board. So we've filled those and kind of trying to get our members involved a little bit more and working on some policy and procedures to kind of get that to help the board be able to work a little bit better. So generally that's it from the Valley Town.
Great, thanks. And on to Nadine from Barton Village.
Thanks, Susie. So Canada Summer Jobs emails went out last week. Excited that we will have 3 students in Barton Village this year. We applied for 4 and received 3, so very, very grateful for that. Certainly make running our events and things much smoother. Speaking of Barton Village Festival happening June 14th this year, it's a full day event. The Queer Dimes basketball tournament will be happening. The city will be participating in doing the grand opening of our new splash pad, and then live music and collective arts, beer garden, and the whole bit. So excited about that. As part of a mini grant program that we put in place, we created a line item in our budget this year to be able to support businesses or groups of businesses in the BIA who wanted to run some sort of event. And so as part of that, and in conjunction with Doors Open, Sherman Avenue Block Party will be happening on May 3rd. We have a number of businesses on that corner at Sherman and Barton that are participating in that event. That should be exciting. Beautiful Alleys, obviously, April 26th. We have a number of different crews that are coming down to support the alleys and the street front and the parks in the area. I'm grateful to have Beautiful Alleys as part of our BIA and yeah, certainly lots of interest from different groups, including a group of planners that is coming down, and I'll be speaking with before we head out for the day. Farmers market will be starting in June. We've confirmed vendors and starting to see some interest in that. Patio, we also looked at supporting some of our businesses with patios this year to try and make the most of the opportunity of council agreeing for the city to support with the concrete barriers. So the BIA also pitched in to help businesses cover the cost of the applications. So we'll be seeing some patios on the street, including the one in front of the BIA again this year. New businesses opening. Vagabond Saints has just moved into 668 Barton Street East. A new fruit frozen yogurt place called Fruit and Yo going in at 363 Barton Street. Just waiting on some licensing there to get them open. A new appliance store at 593. And Helping Hands has now moved and is open at 669 Barton Street. So lots of movement in the BIA. When we got the report from Christina about the occupancy rates over the last couple of years, it was really, really nice to see our efforts sort of in real data form, to see that we've gone from like a 60% occupancy in 2022 to close to 80% this year. So lots of movement, lots of growth for us, and we're excited about it. Yeah, I think, our events library is up and running for anybody planning events. If there's things you need, it can be found on our website. Very easy to hop on and book the items that you are in need of. Delivery can be arranged as well, and we're adding items to that library constantly. So if there's something that you are thinking may be of value to other BIAs as well, maybe we can have a chat and there can be some investment in exchange for ensuring that you have it for your event. That's it from me.
Okay, thanks. And now on to Emily Walsh from downtown.
Hey everyone, not a huge update here. We're just really in the thick of getting all the details sorted out for our upcoming summer events. First of which is going to be a Earth Day cleanup on April 22nd, just doing some litter pickup in the area down here, which will be great. We were also approved for Canada's Summer Jobs, so looking forward to getting that process started and getting them hired on. We took part again in the Spectators Creative Kids campaign, so we got some awesome ads from a local elementary school class, and so head to the Spectator to vote on your favorite until April 20th, and that's it for me.
Okay, great. Stephanie from Ottawa Street.
Hey everyone, this past Saturday we had a self-led scavenger hunt, which is a reimagined event of our previous bunny hop. We had 24 virtual signups where they used a Google form versus a hand copy. We made cute little maps of Ottawa Street with bunny paws as a markers of where to find people. And we had 150 of these. I had to print more in the middle of the day. So we had a lot more hard copy participation than virtual. It was a wonderful event. We gave away about 500 plastic eggs full of treats, which was really fun. Our next major event is May 10th for So Hungry, which I'm very excited for. And then following that in June, we have our Rainbow Roller Rink, where we turn our parking lot into a roller skating rink, where all the equipment is free for the community. So hopefully some people from other BIAs will come join us as well. Outside of that, we have 3 new businesses that just opened. Butterfly Timeless Treasures, which is half antiques and half like a gift shop vibe, where they sell only local items, which I think is really great. And they're at 185 Ottawa Street, which was previously Annie's Beauty Bar. And at 189, we have Mactini Bar, which is now open. They have mac and cheese as well as a really creative cocktail menu. And lastly, at 120 Ottawa Street North, we have Flourish Skin Studios, which does manicures, facials, body treatments, and we are really excited to have them. That's our update. Thank you.
Great, thank you. I will pass the chair to Susan for the update for International Village. We have 2 new businesses, Interspace Art Therapy at 12 Walnut and the Hub Coffee Roaster at 191 King Street. We're both very excited about both of those businesses. We've just been busy. We applied for the Downtown Placemaking Grant. We are about to launch our new marketing campaign today. That's a little bit of a fun twist on the Shop Canadian, so we're excited about that. We are launching our Easter contest today online on our social media. And I think probably the only thing I'm really frustrated with is that I am trying to get approval for us to do pole wraps as part of the $15,000 placemaking funds that we received from ECDEV. So I don't know if anyone else is running into problems, but we definitely are waiting on approval for that because we want to get moving and have those up in time for Pride Month. We just had our banners reinstalled, and I should mention I do have a banner installer if anybody's looking for them, a newer one. And other than that, just busy mitigating the day-to-day downtown things and keeping busy, and that's pretty much it. So I'll take the chair back from Susan, and may I have a mover and seconder to receive the statements? Moved by David, seconded by Emily. All in favor? Carried. And before I go to adjournment, clerk, I just wanted to mention that I think this is Judy Lamb's last meeting with us. Is that correct? And I wondered if Judy was there and wanted to say anything.
Sure, it is. Even though my official day is May 31st, my last day pretty well in the office is next Friday, April 25th. And then I'm taking my vacation, but I've agreed to come back for GIC on May 21st. So I will come back for a week in May, but mostly in the office till next Friday. So I just want to thank all the BIAs for all the great work you do. You make a huge impact for the benefit of the city. So I want you to know that we appreciate everything that you do for the city and, you know, the business community. And want to say that I will miss you all. And I think, you know, it's been a great job in working with all of you.
Thanks, Judy. And I'll just mention you've been fabulous to all of us over the years and a great advocate for all of the BIs, and we're really going to miss you at the table with us. So we wish you a great and fantastic retirement and, you know, all the love your way. So, all right. There being no further business, the BIA subcommittee meeting is now adjourned at 11:36 a.m. Have a great week, everybody. See you next